In this video, we shall explore the topic of interactive unit testing using features of BlueJ. The term unit testing refers to testing of individual parts of an application. The units being tested can be in various sizes. For instance, a single method can be a unit, a whole class can be a unit, and a small group of classes can also be a unit. BlueJ's interactivity supports unit testing well at both the method and class level. In this video, we shall be using the online shop project for this example. In this project, sales items can be created with a description and a price. Customer comments can then be added to and removed from sales items. Comments include a comment text, an author's name, and a rating. The rating is in the range of 1 to 5 inclusive. Each person may leave only one comment. Subsequent attempts to leave a comment by the same person are rejected. Comments may be upvoted or downvoted. Let's look at the basic functionality. We create a sales item. A call to show info gives details in the terminal window. We can add a comment and a rating. Another call to show info shows this has been attached. We can also add another. As an alternative to show info, we can inspect the state of objects directly. Inspectors are a direct support for unit testing because they always give an accurate view of the full state of their associated object. This might not otherwise be possible to obtain. The inspector view reassures us that the voting methods appear to be working. If we downvote a comment or upvote a comment, we can see the effect in the inspectors. This now gives us a means to check the result of calling Find Most Helpful Comment. When deciding about what to test, we generally distinguish positive and negative test cases. Positive testing is the testing of functionality that we expect to work. Negative testing is the test of cases that we expect to fail. When testing negative cases, we expect the program to handle the error in some specified, controlled way. Let's try some examples. A negative test. Adding a second comment by the same person. A positive test. Add the same comment but use a different name. Another positive test. Remove the comment. Another negative test. Try to add a comment with a rating that's out of range. So far, things seem to be working fine. But how do we know when we've tested enough? For instance, Have we now proved that the rating system works properly? We've conducted a couple of positive tests and a couple of negative tests. Does it matter which particular values we choose for testing? Do we need to try every possible integer value in order to prove whether the rating system works or not? Is such exhaustive testing even possible? Of course, for all practical purposes, exhausting testing of a program is not possible. There are just too many combinations of values to try out. Fortunately, we rarely need to test exhaustively. It turns out that the values we choose to try do actually make a difference. This is because some values are actually likely to be better than others at revealing possible errors. Which particular values depends on the characteristics of the application being tested. Experience shows that using values on or near the boundaries of data ranges is a good way to reveal errors. What do we mean by that? Well, in the case of the rating system, the range of valid values is 1 to 5 inclusive. Testing the boundaries, therefore, means that we should definitely make positive tests for 1 and 5. But it also means that we should make negative tests for immediately beyond the boundaries, in other words, 0 and 6. This is because programmers often make errors when using operators such as less than, greater than, less than or equal to, and greater than or equal to. These are parts of a class of common programming errors called off-by-one errors. Off-by-one errors are also commonly made when coding loops and using collections. So let's try adding comments with ratings of 1, and 5. And now with ratings of 6, and 0. In summary, in this video we've illustrated that BlueJ supports interactive unit testing of classes and methods. Methods may be called directly on objects, and inspectors provide a direct view of object state. We've also noted that some tests are for positive features, things that should succeed, while other tests are for negative features, actions that should be rejected. Both positive and negative testing is important. We've also identified that testing on and just beyond the boundaries of valid data ranges is one way to get high value from tests, because this is where errors typically occur, and because it's impractical to test exhaustively.